It's early for a Thursday?
I'm gonna guess right now. Is it afternoon?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
It is 2 o'clock on a Thursday. We love that having a convention on Thursday, just throwing all kinds of them off. They're normally Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
But Salt Lake, you're special. You guys know you're special, right?
I work through weekends, so they all kind of blend together.
Fraterdays.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. We're having a grand old time. Is this your first time in Salt Lake?
In Salt Lake? No. No, I love Utah.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm here. I wouldn't say often, but I'm here a bit.
What's your favorite place to visit around Salt Lake area?
Ooh, so I don't go out very much, so you guys should give me some recommendations, but I mostly do horsey things around these parts, so I've got some horse trainers I work with, and yeah, I spend a lot of time here for that.
What is your favorite part of horse riding?
Oh, well, we could spend the whole hour talking about that.
You guys are cool with that. We don't have any questions.
Does anyone else ride horses? Yeah, we have some horse people here, okay. Everything, I mean, not to get too like deep at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's the most rewarding dynamic is to have a relationship like that with an animal. I would say it's really special. It's a meditation of sorts.
It's peaceful to go ride with on a horse, especially like when you're away from everybody, away from everything, and you're just enjoying the horse. It's really peaceful and really fun. So if you haven't gone horse riding, you should check it out.
There you go. I hear that there's puppies today. Have you guys seen the puppies? No, there's some downstairs. Somebody told me that there was. What? Oh. Well, that's
That's
a mistake.
You didn't hear anything about puppies. We did not send you to go look for puppies. Don't go look.
I'll bring puppies up here.
Well, obviously, is there any Twilight fans in the room?
You guys heard that little movie? I saw it once
Have you seen it
too.
once?
Way too many times.
Twilight is coming up on a very big milestone.
You just told me that.
The
I'm
book came
terrible, I
out
didn't know.
20 years ago, and on October 5th, so like a
Wow.
week and a half, it will be 20 years old. I was not old enough to read that. No, it's fine. Neither were you. We were not old enough for this.
Oh no, I was old enough. Guys, I'm old. Let's just
I can't say that.
Okay, fine, we're both very young.
We're very young. We're very hip, very young. But what's it like for you to be part of the franchise that is now 20 years later, and still people are talking about it, still watching it, still reading it?
Well, the power of those books lives so far beyond, what we did just with the films, right? It's books live with you forever. I mean, I guess films do too, but it's so special to see something that doesn't really have like a date or a timestamp. They're very timeless. Not only that, by the way, I did a film called 13, which I don't know if you've seen that film. A long time ago, a very long time ago. And I still have people come up to talk about the impact that film had on their upbringing. And I'm like, wow, it really does stay with you. So I think it's incredible. I mean, 20 years, I have no idea how long it will continue to, go on or evolve. I've heard whispers of like maybe Stephanie working on something else. I don't know, maybe you guys probably know more than I do, to be honest. But it might just keep going.
I mean, Stephanie, within the last week or so,
Yeah.
had an interview come out that she said she does have outlines for many other books in the Twilight world.
There you go.
Who
Is
is
there one on Rose? Just curious.
That's what I want to know.
Give me the scoop.
What part of Rose's life would you most want to see explored?
Oh. Well, there was so much we didn't get to explore in the films that does live in the books that I think it would, just seeing her backstory in the third film, like we got to see, was really special because I think it humanized her in a way that, like, she really deserves. Sorry, there's like everyone's over here too. I love that character, and I think she really deserved to have that part of her story told. And it was also interesting, by the way, to see the evolution of as the books were read, but the films came out as they did. The compassion that people felt for Rosalie once they understood her story changed the dynamic even within the fandom in a way that was really tangible, you know, just like the conversations that I would have with people about Rose. It was very black and white in the beginning, and then there was a whole gray area that was opened up as you got to know who she was. So I would love to see her as a mom. I'd love to see her relationship with Renesmee. You know, I'd love to see probably all the same things you guys want to see.
There's one thing that I saw online of people wanting to see that I love, and it's Rose and Emmett, the college years.
If Kelly were here, you would have a lot to say about that.
You know he got us in trouble, so that would be really entertaining to see.
Yes, I agree. More of them would be nice.
Yes.
They were very cute in the books, and we didn't get to do a lot of that, so.
Exactly.
I know.
There's so
There's only so much time, that's why, yeah.
So much gets lost.
Yeah.
Did you read the books before you filmed?
Let's see, let's give an honest answer. Let's think about this. I read the first book before we shot the first film, and then during the filming of Twilight, I read New Moon and Eclipse, but I don't think Breaking Dawn was out yet. Am I wrong about that? Is that right? Did it come out? That's correct, right? Because I remember reading that.
It was like
later.
around.
It's been a long time, guys. It's been 20 years apparently.
I think about 17 years ago.
But I was a fan, like a genuine fan of the books and of the characters. And I remember actually on set, we were shooting Twilight, and Edward leaves in New Moon, right? Is that what he leaves? Yeah. So this is right. So I remember filming Twilight and reading New Moon and feeling so, just like any other, you know, person reading the book, feeling so gutted that Edward had disappeared in that time. And then that was the moment that I realized, oh, I get it. Like, I get what these books are. I get why they're so special. I get why people, you know, are living and breathing the storylines of these characters, because I totally was too. I was a fan, you know?
Did that help your portrayal of Rose? So not knowing all of the things that were going to happen and learn about her toward the end, so you're starting out with her being very black and white, and you're learning about her as you're portraying her as well.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about trying to play a character that had decades and decades of wisdom when I was only 19 myself, I look back and realize there's so much I could have done differently had I had the wisdom and perspective that only comes with time on this planet, you know? So, yeah, yes, there are things that I loved about Rose that I wish I could have shown in a more, like her tenderness. Like, she's actually a very tender person, but a lot of that was hardened and covered in my experience, which, you know, you get to my age now, and you understand that, you know, you understand why, you know, life and life experiences give all these layers to a human being. But anyway, you know, I just look back and think, gosh, it would have been nice to look 20, like, you know, vampires do, and not age, but have the wisdom of time under my belt to play that character.
Rose has been through so much, and the characters that you played in projects prior to her also have been through a lot of trauma. Did those characters help you portray her better?
Yeah, I definitely don't pick light characters, do I? Yeah, very complex.
Not even in music videos.
You know what's, what music? Oh boy, turn those cards around. You've seen so many things.
I went down a deep rabbit hole.
You're remembering things I don't even remember. Yeah, I think I've always been drawn to really complex characters. I think I maybe find it, I don't know, challenging, interesting. You know what's funny is that when I meet or interact with anyone, you know, at different events or Twilight over the years, people would say things to me that didn't really resonate until I got it from like they would go, oh my gosh, you smile, you know, and you forget that, like, if a character doesn't smile, people don't think you smile. Because you're so deeply associated with the characters that you play, and while that's beautiful, and I guess in some ways, you know, that's your hope, right, as an actor, to portray that in a very realistic way, it's also very interesting to see the inability to, like, disassociate you from that character, and so, if I could go back and maybe do things differently, maybe Alice, a character that I should have considered exploring too. Yeah, I definitely gravitate towards complex characters.
I mean, at least it's not as bad as like Joffrey from Game of Thrones, where he like had to quit acting because people were so like, "This is you."
Oh,
And
I'm so terrible, but I haven't seen it. But don't quote me on that. And I know you're recording a podcast, so don't put that out there because I don't ever. But I haven't. I'm the worst, right?
No, there's so much TV and movies and stuff.
No, that's one of the best. I'm ashamed.
You have to bitch it.
And then
It's not for
there's.
everyone.
It's probably. I probably would love it. I just don't have the time.
This is
Watch
true.
TV.
You're very busy.
I haven't watched TV in like probably like 2 decades.
Yeah.
Like it's been.
I've
Maybe
watched
that's
my
better. But whatever he had to do, you were just saying, I totally think it is really hard to be, you're sort of out there going like, yeah, okay, do smile, or whatever it is.
What part of yourself is reflected most in those?
Spend a lot of time with each other, and I am so happy that this last year I've been able to be in that circle. They would send me videos, and I would, but it's been so nice to actually be like in the same space together. I love them all so much.
What's it like for you to have these relationships that have lasted almost 2 decades now and still be that close with your castmates?
Well, we've had, moments where like everyone's gone off and done things, and we haven't spoken for months and months at a time, or 6 months or something like that. But what's so nice is that when you grow up with people and have these experiences that are, these are big life experiences. Like, oh, sorry, these are really big moments in life, and it bonds you. So I think we have that in a way that's like, it's irreplaceable. But isn't it cool that we all have actually gone through different chapters, but now sort of ended up in the same place? Like, Kellen just, Ashton's had baby, Kellen had baby, 2 babies, Peter's had a baby. It's just so sweet to see. Yeah, it's
watching them. Like, I got to hang out with them in August in Chicago, and watching them interact with fans is so cool. Watching them interact with each other. Like, their tables are next to each other, and they're just like goofing off and photobombing each other.
Were you only with the boys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just the 2 of them that were there. Jackson and
yeah, major goofball.
Such a goofball. It was so fun watching them. But to see how you guys are still interacting with each other and loving on each other, like 15, 20 years later, is so special, and you don't often see that. So I'm about to see that.
Yeah, we grew up together.
But Jackson was also on the OC, which you were on.
Was he? Oh no.
That's what the internet
so
told me.
terrible. Is that true? Does anyone know?
That's what IMDb says, so it could be wrong.
I like that was the quote. You should see what Wikipedia says. It's a bunch of things that are not even rooted in reality at all. Like, cool.
I love reading
not real, but
I love reading IMDb's trivia and seeing and asking people like, is any of this real?
It's gonna be no. Maybe, but no, yeah. If he was, gosh, he was great on it. He was so good. It's like my favorite character. That's why I did the show.
But also with 13, that you mentioned, the movie that you co-wrote with Catherine Hardwicke, who directed Twilight, and Sarah Clark plays a friend's mom, and then she's Bella's mom. So Hollywood is such a small world. What's it like to still get to work with these people in different projects in different capacities?
So Catherine is really, she does something that's very, very cool. Catherine directed 13 and Lords of Dogtown and Twilight, and she was a production designer first. So the job of a production designer is to go and create a world, right? They're designing sets, they're building out a space. Quite literally taking a room that's empty and making it come to life. And I saw so much of that transferred into her ability as a director to take a character and see, like, it might not be the most obvious choice for a character, but she's so connected to that person, and she sees how they can sort of morph and mold and become that thing, just like she could see that room morph and mold and become that thing. So Peter and Kellen and Jack, we all laugh about the fact that like none of us could have looked further from our characters, right? She picked actors that she felt really embodied the essence of that character, but it didn't really matter what they looked like. And I think it's really awesome to see her work with the same people over and over again, like Sarah Clark, who you're mentioning, who's a phenomenal actress and human. But to see her in both of those roles is very cool.
So if you guys have questions for Nikki, there is a microphone up here in the center, so you can line up, just stay low if it's not your turn so everybody else can still see you. So you feel free to line up and jump in there if you have questions.
Don't be shy, but don't quiz me on like TV or movie trivia because I'm gonna fail.
But I still have many questions, so if you don't come up here, I will just keep talking.
Or like my co